The Black Tide's Secret, the first adventure of Captain Elias Dorne and his crew. The sea lay unnaturally still. Not a single wave lapped against the hull of the Revenant, nor did the wind whisper against its tattered sails. Captain Elias Dorne stood at the bow, one boot perched atop the railing, his sharp eyes fixed on the silhouette drifting in the mist ahead. It was a ship, intact, sails full, and yet eerily lifeless. Quartermaster Riggs stepped up beside him, arms folded, his face carved from years of weather and war. "Something's wrong, Elias." His voice was low, cautious. No ship stays that quiet, not even the dead ones. Elias didn't reply immediately. He was no fool. Ships didn't simply float, untouched, in the middle of open waters, not with a crew aboard, at least. And yet, the Solace sat ahead, unmoving, untouched by tide or time. "Prepare a boarding crew," Elias commanded at last. "If there's no one left, we take what we can." The crew hesitated. No jeering, no eager calls for plunder. They were pirates, yes, but even pirates feared the unknown. Still, when their captain gave an order, it was followed. Riggs signaled for a small group to lower the boats. Elias, Rigg, and 3 others, Jorah, Flinta, and Vance, rode through the mist, the water too silent, too still. The only sound was the rhythmic creak of wood against oars. As they neared the Solace, the fog shifted, revealing more details of the ship. The sails were full, yet no wind moved them. The deck was littered with scattered belongings, as if abandoned in a hurry. Elias caught sight of plates of food still sitting on crates, half-eaten and untouched by rot. A lantern hung from the mast, its light flickering weakly, though no one had tended it. Rigg was the first to climb aboard, his boots heavy against the wood. Elias followed, scanning the deck. No signs of struggle, no blood, no bodies. "Spread out," Elias ordered. "Find the ship's log, anything that tells us what happened." Jorah made his way toward the lower deck, while Rigg and Flint searched the captain's quarters. Elias moved to the helm, fingers trailing along the wheel. The wood was damp, but there was no sign of decay. He turned to the mast and paused. A single dark streak ran down the sail, like something had bled into the canvas. A call from below deck broke the silence. "Captain." Jorah's voice was strained, sharp with unease. "You need to see this." Elias moved swiftly, boots thudding against the wooden steps as he descended into the ship's belly. The air grew cold, thick with the scent of salt and something else. Something damp and wrong. Jorah stood beside an open supply hatch, his torch casting flickering shadows. "I found the logbook," he muttered, handing it over. Elias flipped through the pages. Normal reports, trading records, weather patterns, until the last few entries. The handwriting was hurried, frantic. "The tide is rising. We are not alone. They are already here." His gaze lifted toward Jorah, who pointed inside the hatch. Elias leaned forward, and his breath caught. A man's body lay slumped against the barrels, eyes wide, mouth frozen in a scream. His face was twisted in terror, his skin bloated as if drowned, but his clothes were dry. Then from somewhere above deck came the slow, unmistakable sound of footsteps. Something else was on the ship. You have reached the end of Chapter 1. Subscribe to our channel and get notified when Chapter 2 is released. Will you dare to journey on with Elias and his crew?